Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're going to take a look now at the Kansas Senate race in the state of Kansas. The seat is currently held by the Republicans, and the current senator is Pat Roberts, who is in his fourth term. And this is Senator Roberts' last term as he is retiring at the end of this Congress. Roberts won in 2014 by 10 percentage points. Was a little bit tougher than usual. Roberts faced a very aggressive not primary, but challenge from independent Greg Orman. Uh, that race gained a lot of attention at the end because of the amount of money that Republicans had to spend in the closing hours to get Roberts across the finish line. Donald Trump won the state by 20 percentage points in 2016. And Donald Trump's going to win the state of Kansas again, very much so, in this upcoming election. This is one of those states that it is ruby red. Very, very ruby red state. It may have a Democratic governor at the moment. And we're going to get into that in a moment. But yeah, it's going for Trump, no doubt. So, let's take a look at the two nominees of the Democratic and Republican Party running to replace Senator Roberts. Barbara Boullier is the Democratic nominee, and she is a state senator. She's also a medical doctor. The Republican nominee is Republican Congressman Roger Marshall, who is in his second term in Congress. And he represents the Big First, which is a large district that covers half the state and covers the western and northern part of the state. It is a huge district, as I said, and it is really an incubator for future statewide politicians. Three of the previous people that have represented this district have gone on to serve in the United States Senate, largely because of its size. It's a great incubator, and the fact its voting characteristics match the rest of the state. It has produced Pat Roberts, the current senator. It produced Jerry Moran, the current junior senator, and it produced Bob Dole, who of course served as Senate Majority Leader and also served as the Republican presidential candidate in 1996 and was the running mate of Gerald Ford in the 1976 election. So it's a huge deal to be the congressman from this district. It's an incubator. Marshall is also a medical doctor. So the next senator from the state of Kansas, for sure, will be a medical doctor. Now, some Democrats had hoped this race would feature someone other than Roger Marshall as the nominee. They were hoping that Chris Kobach, the very controversial former Secretary of State of Kansas, would be the nominee. Because Kobach won the Republican primary for governor in 2018. And then he lost to Democrat Laura Kelly. So Kansas, a very Republican state and a very reliable Republican state, has a Democratic governor. Now, they have had Democratic governors in their recent history, and recent Republican administrations have really done a terrible job managing the state, a la Sam Brownback. But overall, um, the Democrats were believed that if Chris Kobach were the nominee, they had a chance. Well, Chris Kobach did not get the nomination, and the primary result ballots was about a two-thirds victory in terms of total ballots cast for Republicans over Democrats. And I believe that all of these factors taken in context, that Roger Marshall will be the next senator from the state of Kansas. It'll be a Republican hold, and Roger Marshall will win. So, Marshall wins the Kansas Senate race, is my prediction.